YouTube team. Thanks for coming to Papa's Happy Place. We got something special for you today. This is all about my PFG. I'll explain what that means in a minute. But I'm going to do my intro first. Make sure you stay to the end. We got a special testing guest today. It's going to be awesome. Here comes the intro. PFG stands for pretty freaking good beer. That's what it stands for. How did we get that? I'm going to explain that to you. Here several months ago, me and Mom P's kind of hanging out talking about kind of beers that she likes. Because I thought, if I'm making beer, maybe I should make one that she likes. So we was talking about some of the beers she likes. And she told me about a beer she had several years ago. It's called Garden of the Gods. Oh, Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden. That's what it's called. Anyways, she told me about this beer. And I looked it up. Found out it's a Swedish beer. At least what I looked up was Swedish. I thought, okay, I can make Swedish beer. So, I made a recipe. And decided it's an all-fruit beer. And just after that, me and Mom P sitting down again. We talk a lot, guys. Just talk a lot. And we were sitting there talking, going over different things for a thumbnail of this video. Okay, this has been a while ago. And you'll see at the end why it took us so long to make this video. But she asked me, what is this beer going to taste like? I said, well, what I'm going for, passion fruit, guava, some of these tropical flavors. That's a pineapple, some tropical. And bananas are Hefeweizen, and I didn't want to do that. So, and I said I was going to go for a New England IPA, and I wanted to do something with thiolized. I'd started doing some research, watching some YouTube videos, stuff on thiolized, and freeing up some thiolized with the mash hops and doing some, if you want to know about that, there's a lot of research going on right now, but that's what I wanted to do. So she got on with Al, my buddy Al, on the computer. She got on with Al, and she asked Al, she said, Al, why don't you make us a YouTube thumbnail that dealing with passion fruit and guava on a beer. And did you see my thumbnail? Huh? That was my buddy Al. Al did that. And Mama P came up with the idea. That's where we came up with PFG. Okay? So, I'm going to get going with the beer brewing here so we can get to the end of this. Because that's where the fun part's at the tasting. So, let's get started. For this one, I put 11 gallons of reverse osmosis water into the kettle. This is probably my last brew I did in the cooler. I'll go back to it. It actually works very well. But put 11 gallons into the kettle. And the reason I did that is because I treat all my water at once. Heat it up, get it where I need to go. Put what I need into my cooler, put my grains in, and then I have my sparge water sitting there. And I just heat it up a little more so I can get to my temperatures, okay? So, that's what I did. Got it up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, and then 76.7 Celsius, right? That's my strike temp. In that process, while I was heating that up, I weighed my grains out. I made a simple grain bill on this, guys. I went just straight pale ale malt. And the reason I went straight pale ale malt was because I wanted it to showcase the hops, and I didn't want it real malty. I just wanted to showcase the hops, and I want to showcase that I got some passion fruit. Man, that crap's expensive. If you do it, maybe not use what I use, but that's what I use. It's a fruit beer, okay? 13.5 pounds or 6.12 kilograms of 2-row pale, right? And then once I got that put together, and I had a pound of oats. Yeah, I just went to the store and got me some Quaker stuff. I didn't go crazy. It's easy. Anyways, so then I got my salts. Calcium chloride, 9.8 grams of calcium chloride. Gypsum's 3.4 grams. And Epsom salts was 3.4 grams. And that got me to where I needed to be for my New England IPA water. It should pop up here to show you what I did. Okay? I'm going to pop it up. Pop up! Hey, one pig! Have it pop up now. Yeah? Is it up? Okay. It's up. Hey, there you go, guys. You can see right there? That's the where I was going with my water right there. Okay. So, once I got my water treated for my salts, and I put 6.5 gallons of water into my cooler, right? I added my grains and my mash hops. See, this is where I'm starting with them Thiolized things. With that, I'm freeing up some Thiolized by putting my hops into the mash. It takes and frees them Thiolized from the hops, and then they can be converted in the fermentation by the yeasty boys, and they can create them fruity estery flavors. Kind of interesting process. Anyways, I might do a video on that, just so y'all can see what it is, right? And I mashed it 152 Fahrenheit or 66.76 for 45 minutes, right? And then I took some of that mash and I put it back into my HLT or my kettle, and then I heated that up to about 190, and then I put it back in to my cooler, and then to where I got to my next mash out, or my next mash temp 158, and I held that for 30 minutes, right? And then I heated the HLT 190, right? And I kept going with that, and then I got enough into my cooler so that I could get up to my mash out for 15 minutes at 170 degrees, right? And then I boil off, set my grain bed. I know this is a hazy, but I wanted to get as much of that kind of knocked out so I wasn't looking at a whole bunch of junk floating in my beer. I wanted it hazy, but I wanted it to be clear. I've had some of them beers. You'll see at the end. I had some of them beers that they say they're hazy, and then you see this little floater in there, and you're like, that's not hazy, that's junky. Anyways, and then I cleared my wort to the HLT. After that, I boiled for 45 minutes without anything, because I put everything into my mash. I think it was 1.5 grams, or 1.5 ounces, 1.5 ounces, somewhere there. And then I added my Whirlflock and my yeast nutrient. Once I got that, then I put in 1.5 ounces of Galaxy, which is at a 17%, 42.5 grams. That was at my 30-minute hop stand. And my 0-minute hop stand, I put 1 ounce of Nectron, 12.5%, or 28.35 grams. Then I cooled it overnight. I just put the lid on it, wrapped it up, let it cool overnight, right? And then the next day, once it cooled off down to pitching temperature, I put in my 4 ounces of Nectron, or maybe it's 2 ounces. 2 ounces of Nectron. I can't remember. It's down there somewhere. Down there. Or maybe up here. I don't know. Anyways, it's up there. It's around here somewhere. It'll pop up. It'll tell you how much I put in, right? And then I also added 2 pounds of my passion fruit puree. Once I did that, then I took an original gravity, which was 1.062, right? And I fermented it out. Now the yeast I used on this was called Stardust. And the reason I did is this is a thiolized yeast. It's specially developed by, let me see here, Omega. Specialized yeast by Omega called Stardust. And it was meant to take those styles that I've created in my mash and make a super juice. Super juice, guys. It's the good stuff. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Anyways, fermented it out. Took about a week to ferment out. And then I brought my temperature down to about 60 for 3 days. Now bringing your temperature down to 60 for 3 days now releases them thiols and lets them yeasties take and change and convert them thiols into that superfruit. So part of that process is you've got to time your, it's kind of a mini cold break. You time it and you get that down where you need it to be temperature wise. Let it sit there for a few days. Let them thiols get converted to that super juice. And then I cold crash the rest of the way down to 45 degrees for 3 more days, and then I put it in the keg. Got it all done. Poured off a couple bottles, sent them to my kid out in Colorado. I'm in Alabama, he's in Colorado. Sent him a couple bottles, told him, hey, this will be fun. Do a tasting for me. Yeah, that never happened. He drank all the damn beer. Damn kid. Listen. What we did, we just went out for vacation and saw them kids. And since he drank all the beers, we had to drink some other beers. And we tasted them. And we got one that tasted kind of like what I had, but not near as good. Anyways, it'll be coming up here in just a sec. But thank you for watching. And stay to the end. You get to see some, oh man, it's fun. All right, thank you. Okay.
See if I can pour these right.
We are testing a Tech Bar, which those of you do not know, this is Bud Bar, Budweiser Czech Republic beer. There's a kind of ongoing conflict between Budweiser of Anheuser-Busch fame and Budweiser, which is a Czech Republic brewery. And what they came up with was Budweiser Anheuser-Busch in Europe is called Bud, and Budweiser in the United States or in North America is called Budvar. And so this is the Budweiser Budvar American version or North American version. So we're going to try this. This is Seth. We're going to be doing some, my son, we're going to be doing some tastings. Well, first we're going to do the Budvar. We're going to try that and we're going to get some idea. I just showed him how to pour a beer a little bit ago. Yeah, that's not near enough head. But that's right. Okay. That's okay. You know how you get good at this? You know how you get good at this?
Do it 100%.
Practice.
Yeah.
You gotta practice pouring beer. All right, yeah. Let it pour clear to the end. Tip the glass up. And then when you get close to the end, you want to hold it. You want to come up high when it's
closer.
That's where you get that head on.
Okay, I'll get there. I'll just have to pour more beers.
So, when you're tasting a beer, first thing you taste with is your eyes. And so you want to look at the beer. See, what do you see? Do you see a nice clear color? One thing I see is the bubbles coming up through it, right? Part of that is, and you can get glasses that have little dimples in the bottom, and those are nucleation spots. And what that is a spot so that you can get them bubbles to come up even easier.
Okay.
And that gives you a better nucleated beer, and that gives you the. But one thing I definitely see is I can see the clearness It's nice and clean, clear.
Yeah, it's a perfect golden.
Yeah,
clear
a nice
color.
golden color. It's not straw. It's probably in between a straw and a honey.
Yep.
I wouldn't go honey with it because it's not quite a honey, but I
You get some of
see
that
it.
shade in there. You get
Yeah.
that brown for the honey.
Yeah, I
so.
get a little bit of brown, and I get the gold, which is a lager, nice clean. And because this is a Czech lager, like I was explaining to you earlier, because of the decoction mashing that they do to this, that gives you a little darker color, gives you that caramely kind of biscuity flavor with your. So that's the first thing we drink or taste with is our mouth. Then we get our smell. And you can, I'm been around saws, so I know what it smells like. You were telling me a little bit, maybe old feet or kind of that's kind of what you get sometimes with some different hops, is some of those kind of
funky smells.
And that's in a beer, it's not a bad thing. No, I wouldn't want that on my steak. Okay, no.
Feet steak.
Yeah, no, feet steak would be good. But in a beer, that's not a bad thing. And so I'm getting that's a Saaz. One thing I've learned through watching a lot of the videos on YouTube and stuff like that is you can get different smells by smelling out a different nostril. One nostril may get a very different smell and so you want to smell with both sides, and by smelling with both sides you'll get different. Yeah. See, and on this side I hardly get anything, and on this side I get the definitely Saaz, and I get that.
Yeah, that left nostril picks up that Saaz, but then I get that malty subtleness
and see
on
the
that
difference?
right side.
Now, another thing you can do to help focus is cover the glass and smell with that'll help focus. If you get one that doesn't have a lot of smell to it, but you're like, okay, you can focus it by getting a hand over it, and that helps funnel that to your olfactory senses, and so that you can taste it. All right, the next thing you want to taste, how does it taste in your mouth? Does it just go down crisp? Does it linger? Does it and that's a crisp mouthfeel or a full mouthfeel. If you have a glass of milk, you know how it coats your mouth. That's more of a full mouthfeel. A glass of I would say vodka, very clean, very just watch right, does not.
Clean's not the word I use for vodka.
Yeah. But I'm saying it doesn't stay in your mouth very long. It goes away quick.
Okay.
So that's what you take your first step.
Not quite 100% crisp.
No,
Very
I
subtle mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's lingering.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still getting some flavors from that after it. So it's not as vodka goes, burns your mouth. And you're like, holy.
And then it's gone.
Yeah. This is staying just a little while, but it's not like heavy like a milk.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of a medium mouthfeel is what I'd call it.
Yeah.
Kind of a medium, maybe a light to a medium mouthfeel. And then you go for flavor. And with lager, you want to you don't want a lot of malt. You want to taste a little malt, but you want to have a beer flavor, right? But you want to taste some hops. They have such things as hoppy lagers, which would have even more hops. If I was looking at a hoppy lager in this style, a Czech lager, I would look at Pilsner or Kel. It has more hops. This is supposed to be a 20 IBU, and the Pilsner or Kel is up around 50, 60.
Wow.
So it's going to have a lot more of that hop flavor, a lot more of that, and still keep that lager kind of not a lot of bread, cracker, biscuit, a lot of the malty flavor. I'm not getting a lot of malt out of this.
No,
I get a little bit of caramel, and I'm getting a little bit of I'm getting mostly hops.
Yep, that hops is very up front, and then, like you said, that subtle.
I get some salt, which this doesn't have any salt in it. And then, just a little bit of caramel.
It's very subtle.
Very.
I hadn't noticed the salt until you said it, but there is definitely
right. And that's a sauce. Sauce has that salty kind of flavor to it. Now, one that I found that's very good for a non-alcoholic beer that has that sauce was the three of them. Budweiser Zero. Yes.
Never had that.
It's this with probably a little more salty sauce. Heineken's Double Hot and the Stella Artois. Any three of those have that really nice sauce.
Interesting.
Yeah, flavor to them.
I've never tried any of the NAs.
Yeah. Oh man, some of the NAs you can get now, fantastic beer. Fantastic, and there's no alcohol in it.
Yeah.
So if you're going out with friends, you can go to a movie and you want to have a beer with you, but you want to be able to drive home and be safe. You can have an NA, still have that experience, still have be able to drive home. This is truly, it's probably one of the top growth industries in alcohol right now. It's non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I know Tom Holland just came out with a whole bunch of NAs, and I haven't even tried them yet.
Huge.
Yeah,
huge. NAs are going bonkers right now. They're way even better than all of your IPAs and that, like Neipa, the New England IPA, which we're going to try here in a little bit. That one is probably right up there, one of the strongest right now, and it's like a 5-to-1. Non-alcoholics are 5-to-1 compared to alcoholic beers right now.
Wow.
It's that crazy. And it's because people want to go out and have a good time and don't want to get the DUI.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end this one here, and then we'll start another one here in a little bit, but I don't want to kill my phone. So.
Okay. Yeah, that salt really...
Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay. Here's the deal. We drank all the other beer. So we're going to have to taste something. We're going to have to taste something similar. See if this tastes similar like it, so we can give you an idea what it tastes like, so you can have an idea what this beer tastes like. This is going to be similar to my PFG. PFG stands for Pretty Frickin' Good Beer. Anyways, so again, wow.
Nice haze. No, there's no clarity there.
Yeah, you can see all the stuff floating in it.
Yep.
But between all the floaty stuff's kind of clear.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You
got some good bubbles kind of still coming up.
If you gelatinize it, I bet you can get that clearer. But it's hazy, so you want haze. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that helps carry the flavor. Okay. Smell. Ooh. Tropical brew.
Yeah.
I get tropical on it.
100%.
Pineapple? Pineapple and maybe some mango?
I was thinking like passion fruit.
Maybe passion fruit.
Which got like that perfumey kind of...
That's what PFG was originally thought was passion fruit guava. That's where it came from, was PFG's passion fruit guava. So, yeah, I can get... I'm getting pineapple and some kind of tropical fruit. It might be passion fruit. All right, that's it. Ooh, can you feel the difference? Mm-hmm. See how that really stayed with you there?
While it's developing.
Yeah,
There's that.
It didn't just flush away. That the medium kind of. This is a nice, full-bodied beer, and it 100%. Stuck with you. So that, and I'm still getting it, still kind of coating my mouth a little bit. So, yeah. And
I like the evolution of that.
Yeah,
that real bright to hoppy.
Nice flavor. Okay. I like it. I get the, what do you call it? I get the fruit, but I'm getting some alcohol. Some of that alcohol burn. Now, on mine, I didn't get no alcohol burn.
Okay.
I just tasted the fruit kind of juice, I didn't get the alcohol with it.
Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely more alcohol.
And there's got a little more bitterness to this, I think.
Yeah, you almost
Maybe
get
that's adding to that alcohol. Is it got a little bit of bitterness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Kind
because
of a little bit of a pine. Are you getting that pine?
Mm-hmm. That's where I was going. Was you get the alcohol kick, and then that pine kind of comes in that same spot.
Yep. Which, if you like the IPAs and that pine, you could be okay with that. But mine didn't have that. Mine was just fruit juicy, and I didn't have the bitterness. But I think mine was only like a 15 or 20 IBU. I don't know what this one is.
It was 30.
30? Okay, so mine was about half the IBUs of this. My alcohol, but my ABV was real close to that though. So, if
42. My bad. I was off. 42.
this is 42 and mine was like a 20, so mine's about half. If you were wanting to wonder what PFG tasted like, it's not quite as alcohol-y as this, and
I lied earlier. There's one more thing. It's just
not quite as bitter, about half as bitter as this. So that'll give you an idea. If you wanted to pick one of those up, you can taste that, and you go, that's what it tastes like.
Where did PFG fall on ABV?
Right at 8%.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
and this
you
is
actually
7.5.
had higher alcohol. With
Yeah, a little
more
higher
fruit.
alcohol than this. More fruit flavor. But I had less bitterness. And see, that's that balance I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Balance gives you the less bitterness, lets that sweetness boost through, and this is more bitter, less sweet. You know, you get kind of the fruit flavor, but you're not getting you get more alcohol because of that. Mine more sweet, less alcohol, less bitter. So,
Very sippable though.
Yep.
Enjoyable.
I liked it.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. And thank you for watching Papa's Happy Place.